At the very end of the Cretaceous period, while dinosaurs like Tyrannosaurus rex and Triceratops dominated the land, the skies of North America were ruled by a giant unlike anything alive today. This was Quetzalcoatlus northropi, the largest known flying animal in Earth's history. With wingspans reaching 10 to 11 meters comparable to a small airplane, it towered above the landscape, standing as tall as a giraffe on the ground. It could both stalk prey on foot and soar across prehistoric skies. Named after Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent god of Aztec mythology, Quetzalcoatlus was discovered in Texas in 1901 by Douglas Lawson. Its immense size shocked paleontologists, forcing them to rethink what flight was possible for reptiles. This was not just another pterosaur, it was the apex of flight, the ultimate product of 150 million years of evolution. For Americans, its fossils connected deep time directly to their homeland. For science, it was proof that evolution had once produced a sky giant. For the imagination, it blurred the line between dinosaur and dragon and legend. Quetzalcoatlus was both real and mythic, an animal that seemed too fantastic to exist, yet soared above the last dinosaurs before the asteroid struck. The discovery of Quetzalcoatlus came during a paleontology expedition in Big Bend National Park, Texas. Graduate student Douglas Lawson noticed fragments of bones eroding from the rock. These bones were thin-walled, lightweight, and enormous, unlike any dinosaur remains. Further excavation revealed more material, including the elongated arm bones that formed the wings. Lawson realized he had found a pterosaur of unprecedented size. He named it Quetzalcoatlus northropi, in honor of both the Aztec god Quetzalcoatl and aviation pioneer John Northrop, whose flying wing aircraft resembled pterosaur anatomy. At first, scientists struggled to believe such a creature could fly. Its wingspan rivaled that of small airplanes, yet its bones suggested a lightweight build adapted for flight. Over the decades, new discoveries of related giant Azhdarchid pterosaurs confirmed that Quetzalcoatlus was not a one-off oddity, but part of a lineage of massive flyers. Its fossils from Texas remain the most iconic, providing a glimpse into the skies of the Late Cretaceous. The discovery cemented Big Bend as a world-class fossil site, and Quetzalcoatlus as one of paleontology's most extraordinary finds. For the American public, it was a reminder that the skies of Texas once held giants beyond imagination. Quetzalcoatlus belonged to a group of pterosaurs called Azhdarchids, known for their long necks, toothless beaks, and enormous size. Unlike earlier pterosaurs that hunted fish from the seas, Azhdarchids were adapted for a more terrestrial lifestyle. Quetzalcoatlus likely walked on all fours, using its folded wings as forelimbs and its long neck to scan for prey. Standing up to 15 feet tall on the ground, it could look a T-Rex in the eye. Its beak, long and sharp, was suited for seizing small animals, perhaps snapping up lizards, mammals, and even juvenile dinosaurs. Some scientists suggest it behaved like a giant stork, stalking prey across floodplains. Its hollow bones kept it light enough for flight, while its massive wings provided the lift needed to launch into the air. Launching itself may have involved a powerful leap using both its forelimbs and hind limbs in a quad launch. Once airborne, it could glide long distances, searching for food across vast territories. Quetzalcoatlus combined the power of a terrestrial predator with the reach of a soaring giant, a dual strategy that made it one of the most formidable animals of its age. It was evolution's ultimate experiment in flight. The question of how Quetzalcoatlus flew has long fascinated scientists. With a wingspan rivaling a Cessna airplane, Some doubted it could achieve powered flight at all. However, biomechanical studies suggest its lightweight build and strong flight muscles made flight not only possible, but efficient. Its estimated body mass of 200 to 250 kilograms allowed it to take off using a quad launch, pushing off the ground with both arms and legs to achieve the necessary thrust. Once airborne, Quetzalcoatlus likely soared on thermal currents, much like modern vultures and condors. This would have allowed it to travel long distances with minimal effort, scanning the landscape below for prey or carrion. Some models suggest it could glide for hours, covering hundreds of miles in a single flight. Others debate whether it spent much of its time on the ground, using flight primarily for dispersal. Either way, its wings and skeleton were marvels of natural engineering, showing how evolution pushed the limits of flight. Quetzalcoatlus was not just the largest flyer, it was among the most efficient. Its flight capabilities remain a subject of study, but all agree it ruled the skies like no creature before or since. Quetzalcoatlus lived in the same world as Tyrannosaurus rex and Triceratops. Fossils from Big Bend date to about 8 to 6 million years ago. Right at the end of the Cretaceous, the region was a warm, semi-arid floodplain, with rivers, forests, and wetlands supporting a rich ecosystem. Herds of hadrosaurs and ceratopsians grazed the vegetation, while predators like T. rex hunted across the landscape. Smaller mammals, reptiles, and amphibians filled ecological niches. Above them all soared Quetzalcoatlus. Its presence at the top of the skies added a new dimension to the ecosystem. It may have scavenged carcasses left by predators, competed with smaller pterosaurs, or even preyed on hatchlings of large dinosaurs. Its role was unique, neither purely predator nor scavenger, but a versatile opportunist. This adaptability may explain how Ostarkids spread across multiple continents during the Late Cretaceous. Hell Creek in Montana and other formations also preserve pterosaur remains, suggesting that giants like Quetzalcoatlus were widespread. In this ecosystem, it was not only size that mattered, but flexibility. Quetzalcoatlus shows how evolution produced creatures that defied categories. A sky giant that could both walk with dinosaurs and soar above them in dominion. The extinction of Quetzalcoatlus was tied to the same asteroid impact that ended the age of dinosaurs. When the Chicxulub impact struck 6 million years ago, it unleashed fires, tsunamis, and a global dust cloud that blocked sunlight. Plant life collapsed, herbivores starved, and predators followed. Pterosaurs like Quetzalcoatlus, reliant on both small vertebrates and carrion, were wiped out along with non-avian dinosaurs. Birds, smaller and more adaptable, survived and inherited the skies. The disappearance of Quetzalcoatlus marked the end of an evolutionary experiment that had lasted for over 150 million years. Its extinction highlights the fragility of even the most successful adaptations. The skies that once held giants became the realm of smaller, feathered flyers. For humans looking back, Quetzalcoatlus embodies both awe and tragedy, the greatest flyer Earth has ever seen, gone in an instant. Its fossils remind us of the precariousness of life and the power of sudden catastrophe. The asteroid ended not only the reign of the dinosaurs, but also the dynasty of pterosaurs, leaving only their avian relatives as living descendants. Quetzalcoatlus was the last of the sky titans, a reminder that no creature, no matter how mighty, is immune to extinction. The cultural impact of Quetzalcoatlus has been immense. Its sheer size and dramatic appearance have made it a staple of documentaries, books, and films. It has appeared in BBC's Walking with Dinosaurs, National Geographic features, and Jurassic World dominion, where it menaced aircraft with its enormous wings. For older audiences, it combines nostalgia for classic flying reptiles with the wonder of modern science. Its name, tied to Aztec mythology, adds a sense of mystery and legend, blending history and paleontology. Museums display life-sized reconstructions, some towering over visitors, inspiring awe in both children and adults. For Americans, the fact that its fossils were found in Texas ties the creature to national heritage, making it part of their prehistoric landscape. The comparison of its wingspan to airplanes and helicopters resonates strongly, offering a modern analogy to grasp its magnitude. Quetzalcoatlus bridges the gap between science and imagination, showing how paleontology fuels storytelling. It is both a real fossil and a dragon-like legend, embodying the idea that truth can be stranger than fiction. Its cultural presence ensures that even without complete fossils, Quetzalcoatlus remains one of the most iconic prehistoric creatures known to the public. Scientific research on Quetzalcoatlus continues to evolve. Recent studies of Ajdarchid anatomy suggest adaptations for efficient walking, supporting the idea that these pterosaurs were as comfortable on the ground as in the air. Their long necks and sharp beaks allowed them to probe environments for prey, much like modern herons and storks. Muscle reconstructions show powerful forelimbs capable of quad launching, resolving debates over their flight capabilities. Comparative studies with smaller pterosaurs shed light on growth rates and life cycles. Though no juvenile Quetzalcoatlus fossils have been definitively identified, researchers continue to debate its diet. Was it a predator of live prey, a scavenger of carcasses, or both? The lack of teeth suggests it relied on swallowing prey whole. Some propose it hunted like a ground stalker, moving silently across floodplains to strike. Each new analysis refines its role in the ecosystem. Beyond behavior, Quetzalcoatlus is critical for understanding the limits of vertebrate flight. By studying how it balanced size and aerodynamics, scientists learn not only about the past, but about physics and biology more broadly. It remains a frontier subject where questions about life, flight, and extinction continue to inspire investigation. The legacy of Quetzalcoatlus lies in its symbolism as the pinnacle of flight. No other animal has ruled the skies on such a scale. It represents both the triumph of evolution and the inevitability of extinction. For science, it highlights how animals can adapt to extreme sizes and lifestyles. For culture, it provides imagery that rivals myths and legends of dragons. For Americans, it ties directly to their landscape, a Texas giant that once soared where deserts and canyons now stretch. For older audiences, it is a reminder of discovery during their own lifetimes. The fossil was unearthed in the 1970s, not the 1800s, showing that paleontology continues to yield wonders. The story of Quetzalcoatlus embodies both awe and humility, teaching that Earth's history is filled with creatures stranger and greater than we can imagine. More than 6 million years after its extinction, it still soars in our imagination. It is not only the largest flying animal ever discovered, but also a timeless symbol of what once was possible. Quetzalcoatlus, the giant pterosaur of Texas, remains the ultimate ruler of prehistoric skies, the last and greatest of the dragons that were real.